How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So
That's good.
so you know the drill, Martin. Um what's your seeking story and what got you here?
Well, let's go a bit back. We had our first one-on-one
Oh
in
yeah, yeah, I remember now. Long, long time ago.
long, long time ago.
Yeah.
It was actually March, uh, as well,
Last
yeah.
year? Was it last year or 2 years
No,
ago?
it was 23.
Oh my
So
goodness.
2 years ago.
2 years or 3 years?
2 years.
2 years. Oh
Yeah,
wow. So how's it
yeah.
been?
Yeah, it was quite wow, full on, the
Yeah.
full on mode. Um, yeah, basically this was I've no words for this continuous unfolding on yeah, it's
Yeah, I hear from people 2 years now that it's a beautiful, you can't see it, but it's an unfolding
yeah,
clarity or isness or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's just I remember we talked about words, right?
yeah, right,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, well,
and
words are still made up, nothing changed.
yeah. No, nothing changed. But yeah, words are yeah the meaning of words, and it's what's the meaning? Yeah, what's the
Yeah,
point?
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
and then life just appears as it is, right?
yeah,
Without the influence of words, concepts. And then when seeking stops, life just becomes more alive, right? There's an
yeah,
aliveness and there is
absolutely.
yeah, and it's just been wonderful. It's funny, right? Because 2 days ago is the three
Yeah.
years anniversary of my YouTube channel.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
amazing. I can remember Emerson. It you had around 2,000 subscribers the long time ago when we had this meeting, and now it's 200,000. And yeah, wow,
yeah,
there's so much resonance to your message, which is, let's call it message, and it's where is the message? It's
it's
wow,
yeah, yeah,
spoken out in a yeah, but
and I think it started around that time because you know
yeah,
what, everybody just talked about mostly about contracted energy and me and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
So that's when there was a breakthrough, so to speak, when
yeah,
it was just being direct with words, right? So because when you really go directly at it, you see that what's behind words is you can't say, because if you go
yeah,
through the facade or the fabrication of the word, then everything just seemingly just clears up, right? It's almost like a fog that has been lifted.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened, right? It was a fog that
Yeah.
was lifted. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so.
It and clarity appears if you can't call it clarity, because clarity is also a
It's just
word.
another word. Yeah, I call it clarity without language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Emerson. And
Yeah. Freedom from all ideas of freedom, right? Because
yeah,
we have
absolutely.
this tendency to have this idea of what freedom should look like. And then there's also many different teachers and speakers speaking about, you know, what freedom looks like. Sometimes they'll call it the message, but even the message does not,
Yeah.
it's just another idea, right?
Yeah.
So when all the words, the curtain of words, you're just like left with like so
With
how's it been like for the past 2 years? It's just been a deepening.
yeah, and gradually, I would say there was this deepening,
Yeah.
and and this this aliveness. Uh, I before we had this meeting in 23, there was this there was an expectation,
Yeah, yeah,
to, or when I've, to give you an overview again, I followed Eckhart Tolle, uh, then Muji Papaji, Rupert Spira, and someday, yeah, your channel, and I guess this was the rise and fall of the Empire of Words, and then we
yeah.
had
That's
this,
the one. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
one. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and then
So,
there was our meeting, and before that, I had expectation of an awakening of with constant
yeah,
bliss,
yeah.
and this is just an expectation,
It's
which
it's
is yeah,
it's a men
concept.
it's a
Yeah,
concept, right? Because
yeah,
there's no such thing as just
yeah,
constant
yeah,
bliss and everything. Because that becomes another idea or
yeah,
a false hope,
yeah.
a
For,
what do you call a carrot that everybody's chasing, right? What's right in this immediacy, in this directness, there's the words rise and fall
yeah,
like
totally.
empires, basically, right? And then when it topples down all of this belief, the mountains of beliefs, the sand castles of thoughts, right? Just
Oh, yeah.
goes back into the ocean and it builds up again and it goes back again, right? And it's just and there's a seeming perfection in the flow, an ebb and flow of things without the narrative of holding on to it,
Yeah.
without the
Without the idea of perfection,
that's
because
right, that's right,
there's an idea of perfection, and but this is not the perfection
yeah, that you think, right?
that you think of. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the unthinkable perfection, which includes the
absolutely.
imperfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And
And
so this is the wholeness again, and the ordinary wholeness. It's yeah, and it's
yeah.
unspeakable. Yeah.
Have you seen some of my latest videos?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically, when yeah, mostly every day I drive around 1 hour by car,
yeah,
and yeah, and if there is a new video recommendation from Emerson, I just open and watch the one-on-one because it's always heart opening to hear, yeah, to listen this.
yeah,
And with this, yeah, there's this opening of this spaciousness in this, and yeah,
yeah. I have a someone that I talked to a year ago, and he said that he walks. He's not seeking anymore, but he
yeah,
loves the stories now. He
yeah,
loves the stories of seeking. It's like he's like it's he said it's his favorite podcast. I have a new podcast. I put some of the YouTube, on I have to update it more in a podcast form on Spotify and Apple, right? So yeah,
yeah. Okay, that's great. That's a great
yeah,
idea.
yeah. And there's just there's just it's just like music now. It's not
Yeah,
something that you have to get anymore, right? It's not
no,
something in the next. Yeah,
it's not in the next, and you don't hang on to the past.
yeah,
You don't the future. What's the future? You know.
yeah.
What, what's the past? It's just a thought, and if you dismantle this thought, what's left?
What's that? Yeah, yeah.
What's
What are we without language?
yeah? What are we with?
What am I without language? Right?
Yeah,
It just clears up like that. And
yeah,
the way that this is being expressed is always evolving, right? It
yeah,
doesn't, have you noticed it, right? It's
yeah.
always changing and
And
evolving and everything.
it's always evolving, and this uh, your your approach with the in between is so wonderful because it's the mind blanks out.
Yeah.
just like this. And it's wow.
Yeah.
Then
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
it's
couldn't do it without the many one-on-ones that I did just like you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
So um the one-on-ones help perpetuate this constant evolution and change, right? Because there's a direct contact. And
yeah,
we come in equality when we
yeah,
sit together, right? There's no teacher.
absolutely.
We come as friends, right? That
Yeah. Wow,
we
yeah,
come as, yeah. There's no one that knows anything and no one that doesn't know, right? Because if you go in between knowing and not knowing,
what's there?
that's there. Yeah,
What's there?
yeah. What's there?
Just
There's this girl Lena. I just released a video. She goes, shh,
yeah.
shh.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's a great symbol for what this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that just came
Oh.
about like last year. I started asking what's between the observer and the observed.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Because you know what, for quite a while, a lot of even myself, when I was a teacher, I was
yeah,
so, focused on the observing. Observe
yeah,
your thoughts,
yeah.
observe your feelings, observe your body. Nothing wrong with it.
No.
But if you go with the observer and the observed, then quietness happens in between, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. The
and
in
then
between is there's really no in between if you notice, right? Because
yeah,
if you go
yeah,
in between, there's
sure.
no opposites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the observer and the observed is just yeah,
Yeah. It's there's no such thing as an observer, there's no such thing as an observed. But you can't even say that because that seems like a negation, right?
yeah,
So yeah.
and this there this is just let's call it story because being aware of awareness or it's the same just with different words and you there you can hang on to this story you can hang on to this story and it's always it's always here and you go there with your thoughts and
That's
your
right. Yeah. Yeah. So there is the instruction and then there's no instruction,
yeah
right? There
yeah
is the prescription and no prescription.
yeah.
They're the same thing.
Yes
Yeah,
yeah,
they're the same
absolutely
thing. If somebody is saying that this is a teaching, there's a no teaching. That's the
yeah
same thing because
is
it's
that
something for the mind, you
yeah
know? Because the mind now believes that, oh, I prefer the no teaching. I
yeah
prefer the no me teaching.
yeah
Because it's not a teaching, there's no me to teach, right?
yeah
But there's always gonna be um a a thought process with it.
oh yeah oh yeah
Because when somebody goes, well, you know what, I have a doubt about this, and then someone will say, well, that's a contracted energy.
yeah
Yeah. And
and
then the
then
person gets stuck listening to the same speaker over and over again. And the speaker is holding the carrot saying, oh, you still have a contracted, there's still a me there.
oh
Or
yeah
you're not aware of being
wow
aware, right? So
yeah
in this way we meet, you know what I'm saying? And you can question me, we can have a talk, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah
there's a directness. That's why I prefer this more than, if you notice, I prefer
yeah
this much more than a group meeting, because the group
yeah
meeting is um I changed the format because I do the group
yeah
group popping basically, right?
yeah I know
Um
back then you had this group meetings and
I'll probably do one for this month because I forgot last month. I got too busy, right?
okay
So
okay
busy, right?
yeah
So
but
but
that's great because this means that this message yeah is spreading and I,
yeah.
it's the you have you get your life back after such a meeting
Yeah,
because
that's what it is.
although there's what's life but just give it a name
Yeah.
just give it a name and to be honest when I was seeking, yeah, it was pretty extreme, yeah, because every single minute when I had some 3 minutes, I just did some looked for a video, YouTube video or so, and Muji or whatever, yeah,
Yeah,
and you invest so much energy and time, and what's time? Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and money
money.
and then you get disconnected from your family and your friends
Yeah,
because you're just so obsessed about seeking because you think it's
yeah,
the most important thing,
yeah,
and then you're missing out on what this directness is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you're always looking for the next book, the next
For the
speaker, the
next,
next teacher, the next
yeah,
this, the next that, right?
and there there's never satisfaction because it's always the next.
Yeah,
You're going always for the next, and
yeah,
it's it's so could be it can be stressful in a way, and it's because you don't get it,
yeah.
and 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 then there's this realization that there's nothing to get, and
But you're waiting for the realization that there's nothing to get in the next.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is also another hoping for something,
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
and this hope perpetuates the seeking again, and and you're going around in circles,
yeah.
and
And then you know what? You listen to all of these teachers and speakers. They're great. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you're hoping for that same experience as theirs.
yeah,
But this is a unique unfolding for
yeah,
everyone, right? It's it's
yeah,
it's it's just like how our thumbprints are, you know,
oh, yeah,
it's all different, and it's all legitimate. You don't want to get an authority figure saying that no, that's not legitimate.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's not.
absolutely.
It has nothing to do about opinions and ideas of others because it's what's here already.
It's
Without the um structure of the mind.
yeah,
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 yeah.
and the
So it doesn't
structure
matter.
of
It's between legitimate and not legitimate because it's
yeah,
authentic. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
authentic is the best word to describe, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and with the with after our one-on-one and the deepening life has just gotten more ordinary again, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's situation appear
yeah,
as they are,
yeah,
and it and there is so much more in this unfolding which you cannot say.
yeah. The ordinariness is almost like what we reject,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah,
mundane is something that we avoid. That
oh
simple
yeah,
walk in the woods, that interaction with your neighbor, interaction
yeah,
with your family, the simplicity, the looking at the sunrise,
yeah,
um, the smelling of the flowers, the coffee, the little things, the washing the dishes, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So when the ordinary just becomes this extraordinariness, and then all of a sudden there's a humble recognition that this has been the best years of my life.
yeah,
Yeah. Although
definitely.
there's no fireworks, there's no drama, there's
Yeah,
no, um, you know, um, but it's just the most content, you know,
oh yeah,
after this seeming, whatever this is
yeah,
unfolding
yeah,
compared to when I thought that I was a teacher, that was chaos. And then when I was everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything was just trying to get to something.
oh yeah,
But
oh
now
yeah,
when you're just sitting under a tree and smiling at the beautiful, people walking by, and or
It's
just being an introvert and just sitting at home and cleaning
yeah,
your house. Simple things. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
To be honest, I noticed when I was a child, I was pretty an introvert, yeah.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I found that this intro that I've gotten more introverted again
And
as
it's okay, right? Because you don't have to try anymore. There's
no,
peace with it. Yeah.
absolutely, and you don't have to push yourself and to do this or to be more present or more communicative in this world.
Yeah.
When the words come
Yeah.
and go and it flows,
Yeah, there's a flow to it rather than, before I always think that I have to do this to meet
Yeah,
people, to do that, to travel and
yeah,
talk to, increase, like what I'm doing by traveling and meet,
yeah,
but that has actually fallen apart too for me. Like, and
yeah,
unexpectedly, my channel started growing, and then and I love what I do. I do
yeah.
this 7 days a week, right? So
And this is the wonderful happening of this yeah when you're in the flow.
yeah, that's what it
This
is. There's just a
that
flow to this. I'm
that
excited to do
yeah
this every time,
yeah
right? So yeah,
it-
it's but at
it's
the same time,
wonderful.
I can also be an introvert. I can stay at
Yeah,
home, eat my food, make some, food, clean, and then I go to see my family and my mom, and then I have
yeah,
friends. But I don't need to be much more than what already is here.
yeah,
There's a contentment. I'm not even promoting any of, what I'm saying. I just release video on a regular basis, and
yeah,
there's a consistency in what I do, right? And
yeah.
yeah, it's nice. How about
It's,
whereabouts are you, Martin? Where do you live?
I, I live in Austria,
Oh,
Austria. So I'm not sure if you already had another one from
I
Austria.
have, yeah, I have several.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I guess all over the world,
yeah.
from places all over the
So
world. Yeah.
sometimes I hit, like, the algorithm goes to, for example, there was a time that I was hitting Netherlands quite a lot, and then there was a time that I was
Okay.
hitting California, and then
Okay.
Norway, and then Austria, right? And then sometimes Australia, Sydney, especially. I get a lot of people from
Okay.
Sydney. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah. So I guess people share the video, right? It's word of mouth
Oh
too.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I
This
get a
seems
lot
to
of
be.
referrals from people saying that. I even have sons recommending this to their mothers, and mothers recommending it to their
Wow.
kids. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah.
Emerson. So glad for you and
Me
all these
too.
people.
Yeah.
It's
Me too.
wonderful.
And there was it's just basically, what, sticking to being genuine, and
Yeah.
by all means, right?
Yeah.
And if it means um um going rogue, being solo, you know what I'm saying, it's okay,
Yeah.
right? But seemingly there's people now that are beginning to do this too, and I have great conversations with them, right? So it's there's
Right.
a woman that's writing a book about quitting smoking, and she's using the in between. She
Really?
sent me a copy of it. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Wow.
She writes so much better than me. She's a great
Oh,
writer. Yeah. Her name is
wow.
Anna. Anna, right?
Anna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the the power of the in-between is unspeakable.
Yeah. And it came as a it came as a necessity, because I was doing a retreat, and
Yeah.
then there were so many people with many different belief systems. One was coming from the
Okay.
realization group, one was coming from more of A Course in Miracles, and one was
Okay.
coming from, say, they all have different language. So instead of speaking in front of everybody, I
Yeah.
suggested that we just do the one-on-ones.
The
And then that's
one.
the in-between happened. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. And it
Okay.
just became more potent, right? It just became
Yeah.
more potent. And then all of those people, you know what I'm saying, are no longer seeking, right? So um, I just got a letter from them because it's
Yeah.
their 1 year anniversary too. So we're going to have a reunion um, somewhere sometime this year. Yes, we're gonna have a reunion. So
Wow.
everybody's still in that clarity, right? I'm like, oh, in that peacefulness or whatever you might want to call it, the
Yeah.
unfolding. Um,
You
I
can call
like.
it everything and
I
anything.
know I always change it because I don't want people to get stuck with whatever it is, right? So
Right, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
And,
it's beautiful.
and it's the in between opens this spaciousness so that your that they don't need to put a word to this the,
Exactly, yeah. Because you
to
can't
the
really call what's in between. You
yeah,
can't name it. You can't say it. It's
yeah,
this. It's basically non-duality. If you look at the definition of non-duality, it's not two. But the
yeah,
moment that you speak, then it's two.
right.
The moment that you communicate, then it's two. The
It's
moment you
too
call it even the message, because it's then it becomes two.
yeah,
Right? Yeah. The
and
moment you call it perfection, it becomes two. Right? So
it
the
becomes
moment
too
that you name it, it creates this, like, there's the spaciousness, so it creates this cut, right? A
yeah,
division. Yeah.
right. And,
So the in between is like a zipper. It opens again.
oh yeah.
The cosmic zippers.
This is
Unzipper, unzipper.
yeah. It's so great. It's so great, Emerson. Yeah, this is definitely the yeah a word is always cannot come without an opposite, and this is
Exactly, right? So, and then we get stuck with words like nothing being everything, or
yeah
nothing, or emptiness. But there's always an opposite to that.
yeah
Yeah.
and
It's just a counter programming of something that is, the opposite. So it's just serving the mind, right? So they're still in the mind stuff. It's still in the thought level, and
yeah,
which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Which is
which is
okay.
absolutely
Which is
absolutely
okay, right? But what's being expressed here truly cannot be expressed. So it doesn't really have an audience because the audience and the author disappears.
wow
Yeah,
yeah
yeah,
wow
yeah.
that's it
Yeah, that's it.
and it's who's the author who's the speaker who's the
Exactly. That's
is
why I stepped down on as a seat as a speaker,
yeah.
because no matter what you call it, speaker, teacher, lecturer, whatever, you're always in the front
Oh
responding
yeah
to responding to a group of people, right?
yeah
And
and they put you on a pedestal and they expect something from you
exactly. And then when
and
that happens to be in a when you are doing Q&As,
yeah
the expectation is that your audience keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing.
yeah
So you're really maintaining just popularity.
oh yeah oh yeah
What I do is I get rid of the person. um I get rid of my follower when we meet, or in a
oh
couple of
yeah
meetings, right? So just like you, say it's like, okay, bye-bye, Martin, thank you. And
yeah
then two
yeah
years later, here you are.
yeah I thought for our 2 year anniversary let's book another one-on-one
Yeah.
with
Yeah, it's good. It's so I'm
that's
so
it
happy that you booked this, you know what I'm saying? It's so good. It's
yeah
good to see.
it's
Um
I just yeah thought it's just great and it's so heart touching to have this meeting again and it's when I think back or go back in time to our first meeting it's yeah
yeah,
and it's it's when this perfection started without the concept of this perfection uh you can think of it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's it's just there, but
yeah,
without any
yeah.
location to this.
That's
It,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's hard to even speak about it, right? Because it's
yeah,
But you're right, it does bring you back to life.
Yeah.
Because before, you know what, before I did 3 4 hours of meditation practices.
Oh yeah.
I, you know what, I ate vegan diet, and I used to dehydrate everything. And you know how much it takes to become a full-time vegan? Oh my goodness. And then
Yeah.
of course, and then I would be teaching, and then I was always looking for the next, the next, the next, the next. So I was trapped into my own image of what I am.
Oh yeah.
People
And
get
this,
trapped in the image of becoming kind of like either a person that has realized, got enlightened, non-enlightened, or there's no me, that just becomes another persona,
yeah.
right?
And if
And
you
even
have
if
this
they say
idea,
you, yeah, sorry,
if you have this idea of enlightenment, what's next?
exactly, yeah. And
So
that's what happened to me, because you know
more
what,
enlightenment
in the
or
yeah, that's what happened to me.
freedom.
In the
Yeah.
beginning, I was so happy that, I'm like, oh, I've reached the pinnacle,
Yeah.
the summit, and then of course I heard of other people that are more enlightened than me, and I'm like, oh, I'm not quite there yet. It never ends, right? So
It never ends.
it never ends. Yeah, yeah,
And you're going in circles and circles and circles. And it can be any concept you're following. You can't get out of this circle because it's just a loop.
it's just a loop. Yeah, it's just a
And
loop.
and
Yeah,
this loop was never there in the first place because you just created this loop in your mind.
yeah.
And
It's a self-preserving loop,
yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
even if you try to become a no self, that's still a
Oh
self-preservation mode,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The more that you try to, or even not try, is still a loop. So trying, not trying, doing, not doing, efforting, non-efforting is the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Doing and not doing, or
yeah.
it, it's
It's the
it's
loop.
just it's a loop, and you can't get out of this loop because you're hanging on to this loop. And it's the same with it could be an awareness loop, it could be an non-duality loop, it could be you're just hanging on to a certain concept, and this can be so, yeah,
Yeah,
could have such an impact in your life, in a life, or
yeah. Well,
even
for me,
for
for
a
me,
whole lifetime.
yeah, for me, it was just severe suffering, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And um, and I see sometimes people that are getting really desperate,
yeah,
getting really,
yeah.
so I was just talking to someone that he was just about to give money to this speaker, and I was like, oh no, all of his money.
Wrong.
There's another person was about to give all, because it's like, here, you know what, um, and it's just ridiculous, right? Because the moment that you think that someone is higher than you, then you'll never get out of this. That's the loop.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone is higher than me, I'm lower, you know,
yeah.
and and it just keeps on going and going. So the moment that
Yeah.
you're holding on to a speaker or a teacher, anyone, you're in the loop.
It,
Yeah.
it's you're in the loop, and it's another loop of suffering. And I can, from my perspective, when I go back in time, I had this, I had yeah, illness for many years. I had Lyme disease, and which was a very tough time for me.
Oh my goodness.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it was so there was the suffering,
Yeah.
which was this disease, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there comes the idea, okay, there must be more, or you just you find your way to spirituality, and you think about healing
Yeah.
via
Yeah.
spirituality.
Yeah.
And this you just go there, go the way of spirituality, and you just come on another road of suffering. It's just yeah. a
Just
different way, but it's also a kind of suffering because you now think, okay, this disease needs to be healed. So I go for choose the path of spirituality, and with this path of spirituality, it it can I experienced that it has gotten even more the suffering level was even higher because then you're chasing uh, all this, yeah, all this the awakening, this and all this, yeah, all these concepts from different teachers, and you're trying to implement all these concepts in your life to get healed, and it's not possible because what is healing? What is it? You can give it a name. And
mhm. Yeah.
but you're hoping for this healing, and it's suffering, and it's and it was, yeah,
That must have
for
been tough for you. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that has been tough. And when I at first heard your message, to be honest, I really had this idea, okay, the awakening is real, the enlightenment is real, yeah. And when I first heard your message, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this cannot be true. This
Yeah.
cannot be true. I really thought, okay, all everything, everything I've ever heard and implemented, oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was
what?
so direct that it just
Yeah.
attacked the
Oh yeah.
words right away.
Totally. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And then but I was not. There was already when I heard the first clip, there was already a kind of a resonance.
Yeah.
Some I cannot
That
describe it.
video actually changed everything for me. That
Yeah.
rise and fall of words, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people
Absolutely.
really resonated with that, and I got so many different emails from that, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead. So that
Yeah.
clip resonated with you. Yeah.
Yeah. That resonated totally. And then yeah. I listened to this video and some more, and we had this one-on-one, and then everything fall apart.
Yeah.
And it's I could have never imagined that this could happen, although it never has happened,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. I have no words to say for this because, you know, wow, it's been what a ride.
Yeah. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy, Martin, that, especially what you went through with Lyme disease, right? That must have been so difficult.
Yeah, it's because at that time I wanted to pursue a career in or an entrepreneurial career, yeah, and it just was not possible for me due to my disease, and yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Even looking back now, it's just peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just peace with every story
Mhm.
you can imagine in your mind, because it's just like a flat line.
Yeah. And that's what people mistake for this, eternal bliss. There is an eternal
Yeah,
peacefulness,
yeah,
right? But people are thinking of that heightened thing, but it's
yeah,
because if that's just the only thing, you know what I'm saying, then you're like a robot, right? So
yeah,
this flat line of this neutrality, I like that word,
yeah. Neutral. Yeah,
neutrality.
that's yeah,
When there's just this neutrality, then whatever happens, it goes back into that neutrality. It goes into it goes into
yeah.
that,
Sure, again.
and then that peace just deepens and deepens and deepens,
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah,
it's just now it's a bottomless ocean basically, right? that
oh,
that
yeah,
that peace, right? Um And I've been through so much even the past, few years, right? Even as a speaker. Um, but there's always a piece, that happens, right?
Absolutely.
Things still go wrong, you know what I'm saying, in the
Yeah,
story, right?
absolutely.
My mom still gets sick, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people still go to hospitals,
yeah.
and but you're not but the peace is so deep, the peace is so bottomless, right? That
Oh
it
yeah.
that it um becomes the identification.
Oh, that's yeah, totally,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
And it's you can say that you don't get disappointed, you don't get uh
Frustrated.
frustrated,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And things can go wrong, And okay,
yeah. That's
it,
okay because
it's it's a
it
lot.
comes and goes. That's what
Yeah,
it
it
is.
comes
Because
and goes. Yeah.
before we got stuck with it, right? I would
Oh
be
yeah.
frustrated and I didn't even know what I was frustrated about. I'm like, what am I frustrated about again? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It becomes your identity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if whatever appears in life, you think, okay, wow, you look behind the curtain. What do I need to do now? Do I need to meditate on this or that? And you just build your uh yeah, or is there something I need to work on because this or
yeah,
that happened? Yeah.
yeah,
And this is again frustrating.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and now just okay, something frustrating happens and you're in peace with it. Yeah.
yeah.
You're at peace with it.
That's what it is. It's the underlying neutrality that's
Yeah.
always there,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then it becomes this like
Yeah.
almost like a frequency, like
Yeah.
that's just really quiet, and it's a mixture of sound and you know
And silence.
I was talking to someone that he got his ear checked because he was also beginning to feel that, that
Okay.
quietness.
You mentioned it in one or two of your video. I don't know. I guess in one video, I heard that you mentioned this sound, this ringing, this silent ringing of the in the ear, and and then I thought, okay, that's what I have always noticed as well,
Yeah,
and it's
we just don't
it's
know what it is, right? Because it's
you
not a
don't know what
thought, it's not a whatever, right? it's just
uh,
it's just
it's
always
just
there.
there.
It's
Yeah,
just it's just when you people don't see it because it's when you wake up in the morning, there's this, and then the thoughts come in, and then
yeah,
before you go to sleep, there's this, and then you go to sleep, basically,
yeah.
right?
Right. Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah.
always there. It's always
It's
there.
always there.
Yeah,
It's always there.
yeah. It's
And
there when I'm singing at the top of my lungs, singing in the shower.
yeah,
Just as they're still there. It's there when
yeah,
you're, and when you're watching them. It's always there. It's always there.
it's
And
always
again,
there.
you know what? And it's different for everybody. Just in case someone goes, I can't seem to find that. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's different for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But it's
totally,
been constantly similar to a lot of people too, right?
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yesterday, what's
yeah.
so funny, right?
Okay.
Around the same time, there's this guy named Herloff.
Herloff. Okay.
Yeah, he had a video with me. We did a one-on-one yesterday too. It
Oh,
was
really?
awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Her,
awesome.
I guess he was you also had a meeting with him around in
Yeah,
2023,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess, or 22.
yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
How funny. And
Yeah.
he's also doing great. And
Yeah. Yeah, there was a moment of confusion, but he's great again now. He's
okay.
We're going to do another video, and then he's going to start a new channel or something, right? So it's going to
Okay.
be good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be
Okay,
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
I guess he was or he had some ideas about yeah.
He was getting stuck with the ideas of radical non-duality. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because radical non-duality can become a belief system, can
Oh
become,
yeah.
Especially when you start believing in a contracted energy, that
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Oh,
because that just becomes another belief. Maybe not the intention of the speaker, but for the seeker, for the listener, it becomes a solidity that they
yeah.
imagine. Yeah, but yeah. So what are your plans for this spring? Is it good
Oh,
weather now in Austria?
oh yeah, it's sunny. It's we have in the morning hours we have around -4, 5
Yeah.
these days. But yeah, now it's in the afternoon, so yeah, it's around 10
Oh, the same in Canada.
degrees.
It's the same as
The
Canada, right?
same?
Yeah. So right now it's about
Okay.
+10, so I have my doors open, but in the morning it's like -4, -5,
Yeah.
-2, right? So
Yeah,
this morning I was walking and it was a little bit there's some mist and it was drizzling rain. The
yeah.
sun was rising and I said this is the most beautiful day.
Oh yeah.
It's just beautiful, right? It just there's magic, right? And every day becomes like that. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
day. This is the most beautiful day. Even
Oh
if it's
yeah.
like even if there's like a during the winter, it was funny because I used to hate
Yeah.
winter. That's why I kept on moving to British Columbia, which is the warmer part
Okay.
of Canada, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't want to be in Toronto, but my mom is here and my dad is here, right? So and I
Okay.
was like, this is my favorite season now. Like
Yeah.
this winter has been like snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm, like sometimes four
Oh,
snowstorms in 1 week.
wow.
This the snow would be up to the knee sometimes, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, but it was so
Oh,
beautiful. So
wow.
beautiful. It's like it's so quiet, right? It's so
Yeah.
quiet. There's a quietness when there's when the snow is underground, right? And then
Yeah.
you look at all of the trees covered in, it's like winter wonderland.
Yeah.
And then now I can see why dogs love it. And then they go to the hills and they run around and they're like, oh, look at all this snow. But if you look at some of the characters in this appearance, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's horrible. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
winter
And it's okay not to
wonderland.
like it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you have
Yeah,
to like
sure.
it.
Nobody has to like it, but
No.
it's
But it's just
it's
almost the opposite of what I thought it was before. Yeah.
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 It's
Before I needed conditions for me to be happy, to be at peace, to be content. Now it becomes unconditional, basically.
yeah. Yeah, it's the same here. I mean, uh, this winter was not that cold, and we don't had much snow, but on hills there were we had weeks with good snow, and it was uh, yeah, very nice to go hiking, and in this winter wonderland it was great, and it's we had last week we were hiking on a hill, and we had my mom's dog with us,
Yeah.
and yeah, the dog has never seen a snow for weeks, and when he noticed that there is snow,
He just ran.
because yeah, he just jumped in the snow,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just played with it. It was so nice, and I guess he just wanted to cool down because we were hiking up the hill, and it was yeah, I guess it was pretty tough for him, and because he has not so much training experience, yeah,
Yeah.
and then yeah, he just enjoyed the snow, and it was wonderful. And
Beautiful. That's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, for me, every season of the year is just has its own
That's what
uh,
I mean, right?
beauty.
It's
Yeah,
there's just there's just not much comparison anymore because it's
yeah,
unique, right?
yeah,
Then you see its uniqueness, right?
yeah,
And before I only preferred spring and fall, right? I didn't
yeah,
like summer, I didn't like winter,
Yeah,
But
it's winter
now
is too cold, summer's too
summer's too
hot.
hot.
Let's
Yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah. Yeah, but there's something, even when you're kind of like, it's the wind is blowing, it creates this contrast, right? When
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, it's beautiful. Or it was funny, right? This yesterday, I make my protein shake with blueberries and
Oh,
greens and stuff,
yeah.
and then the blender broke, and then
Okay.
the shake went all over the house, you know.
Whoa.
And so there was this moment of like, it was all happening, there was just this pause, and the mind is late to react to it. And I
Yeah.
was laughing so hard. I was just in hysterics. So I was covered in. And this morning again, because I thought I fixed it, right? I was just not
Yeah.
thinking, I was just putting my shake. It happened again.
Oh. So I guess you will
I have
fix it
to I have
now.
I have to change the blender.
Oh wow.
It was just like it's I can't believe it happened 2 days in a row. I have a picture of it. It's so funny because I can't believe it. But it's so funny.
Wow. Amazing.
So you see it?
Oh yeah, my God. Oh wow, Emerson. I guess you have to laugh again.
I laughed again. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's but that's what I mean, right? In laughter and in tears
Yeah.
and in everything, there's just this neutrality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You don't
yeah.
take things seriously anymore, right? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And you're with every you're fully authentic in every situation.
yeah.
It and it can you can't hide something. You can't yeah, you can force
No.
something. It's it's just it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
It's so
wow.
yeah, that's what it is. It's just a never ending unfolding
Yeah.
authenticity, which makes it, like when we were kids, there was this
Yeah.
authenticity. And then we start changing because we think
Yeah.
that there's something wrong with us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when we go back into that innocence, that authenticity, then
Yeah.
life becomes like a bike ride again, when you're
Oh
biking
yeah.
around, right?
Oh
It's
yeah.
just because that's all I wanted really was you know what? I didn't really want, you know, um, to be this big spiritual teacher with lots of
Yeah.
followers. I just really wanted to be at peace.
Yeah.
I just really want to have some contentment, right? And that's just a
And
story again, right?
that's his story.
But 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 when there's authenticity in living that,
Yeah.
in expressing that, then there is this sharing of that.
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
happy that you're sharing that peace and contentment that's happening with you too. That
Yeah.
never
And
ending unfolding because
it's
it's, yeah, I didn't know it was this simple.
yeah, it's I guess I guess everyone who's seeking would never expect that it's just
Simple.
here
Here,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the simplicity
yeah.
in what's here and not on and here is even saying too much because it's
Yes. Someone just wrote me a letter, that they don't agree with what I do because
okay.
they said that the only way we through this is through meditation. And
Um,
to that person, I was a meditation teacher for 10 years.
wow.
I did my meditation really seriously. You know what I'm saying? I did it. I
Wow.
did. I did meditate, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But don't try
Sure.
to create any barriers or gatekeep things because
Yeah.
of your belief, right?
Yeah.
It's just a belief, right?
It's just a
It's
belief.
just a
And
belief, and fine. You know what? If it works, meditation, realization, or awakening, or whatever,
yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
okay. But there's also, you know what? There's also other expressions of it, like this right now,
Yeah.
right?
And this is also like meditation, if you can call it. It's
whatever it is, you know what?
whatever it is,
It's just
and
whatever it is. I'm not caught up in it. I'm not saying that this is the best, this is the only way. That's the
no,
problem, is
and
when you have a speaker saying that there's only this no me thing or meditation or
yeah,
awareness. That's the thing. Let's get
that's
all
the
of those
thing.
barriers out,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Sorry, you were gonna say something, and I just kept on
Yeah,
talking.
it's just I meditation. Everything can be a meditation.
Yeah. Take away the
If
word
you're
meditation, what's
teaching,
left?
it's meditation.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Take away all the language and what's left?
Yeah, yeah. Wow, yeah,
Take
yeah,
away all the words and what's left?
yeah. It's just
Yeah. There's just in the story, there's just an evolution to things. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's not discarding, you know what I'm saying, in the past, you know what I'm saying, but saying that there is a direct expression.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
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 And this direct expression is just un indescribable and just yeah, it's just this
It is
unspeakable.
because it goes into that directness, right? So when you're in that kind of like what when we were talking the first time, right? There was just this, oh my goodness, the words are all made up. I
Yeah,
can't remember what you said.
yeah. I
But
can't remember either.
yeah. Well, that was 2 years ago, right? So oh,
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like retiring from that incessant, you know, seeking in
oh
that
yeah,
never ending trying to get something, right?
yeah.
Retirement is good.
Retirement is good.
So when your blender breaks and spreads blueberries around the house, you can laugh at it.
Sure. Yeah.
It was funny, right?
Yeah.
Because I noticed that it happened again. So the bottom fell out and then the thing started shooting everywhere, you know, because there's
Oh.
but I made another one, so
Okay,
I
that's good. That's good.
was able
And the
to
second time it worked.
no, yeah, there's that. But I have to
Okay.
change it because it's loose, I guess, right? So the bottom falls
The
out.
bottom of the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I tried to get it really, really tight, right? So I don't know. It's broken then. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
okay. Yeah. Even when shit hits the fan, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I think that's why I repeated that story. It's okay even if, you know, even if it goes chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's okay.
it's even this is okay.
Yeah,
Even this is okay because what?
yeah,
It's just as it is.
yeah,
Yeah. Just being in peace with uh, I don't know.
yeah. And I love that, you know what, with this expression that people become, you know, people express authenticity
Yeah.
and not just repeating the words that I'm saying, right? It's
Yeah.
beautiful because it's beyond words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beyond words.
You won't find the right words because there are no right words,
That's
and
right.
it's just coming out from nowhere. I don't
That's
know.
right. Yeah.
No.
Well, thank you so much,
Wow.
Martin. I'm going to stop